To quickly select an object in Blender, you can click on an object, and you see that the object I clicked on becomes highlighted. And when I click on a different object, my former selection is basically discarded and a new object is selected. To select multiple objects, I could press Shift, hold it, and then click on an object, or click on more objects and add more objects then to my selection. I can also click on an object inside the outliner, either alone or together with Shift, to increase my selection or decrease my selection. A different way to add objects to your selection is by pressing A. A means select all, or also deselect all. So right now I have everything selected. If I press A again, it deselects everything. So you see that either by the mouse and double clicking on objects if they are maybe highlighted already, or clicking on the black one, I can increase my selection, decrease selection, or press A, deselect everything, press A, select everything. Another way is to press the B button, and with B your mouse cursor turns into a cross line, and then I can click left mouse button and draw a selection. For example, now you see I have my cube and my light selected. If I press B again and draw over the complete set of objects, then the camera is selected as well. If I press B and then now I press the middle mouse button and draw a selection, for example, you decrease your selection. So let's take a look at this again. I press B, draw over everything, select those objects that are inside this that selection area, press B, press my middle mouse button, and now I draw a selection over the light and the camera, and I remove those from that selection. I could also, for example, press C, then it's kind of like a round circle and everything that's inside the circle is being selected. This is kind of like painting a selection, and I did this with left mouse button. And again, if I press the middle mouse button, you see that I can remove objects from my selection, and then with the left mouse button add to my selection. So those are the three main ways how you quickly can select or deselect objects. And you might have noticed that actually the last object you always select is highlighted in a different color. And that means that this object is your last and active object. So what's this one for? You see right now I have the cube selected as being my active one. And the active object is very important for Blender because it is internally an modeling and animation product, because the way how, for example, I could apply functions to the light and the camera, those functions will be applied in relationship to the cube. So for example, what could a function be? For example, I could tell now the light and the camera to look at something, and what they should look at is my active object, in this case my cube. So instead of, for example, saying you look at this one, you look at this one, I can simply select two objects I would like to do something with, and then say do something with in relationship to my cube. So that's the reason why always your last object, which is the active object, is highlighted in a different color. But we will come back to that later when we cover the animation part a little bit more in depth.